Okay, that's great. So, uh, so this is a very, very interesting topic. So this is vulture culture to spiritual culture. So we are going to discuss in the initial half about what is culture basically. Let us try to define culture before we go ahead in this topic. This is a very interesting topic. Okay, if I ask you what do you mean by culture, come on, any quick responses? What do you mean by culture?
So basically, the culture culture is like our heritage and the process that we follow.
Exactly. Great. Nice. Nice answer. So culture is a heritage. So it is a way of life actually. The food you eat, from the clothes you wear, the language you speak, what kind of, from which tradition you belong to. So in very simple terms, we can say that culture is the embodiment of the way in which we think and do things, right? Whether be it arts, music, literature, architecture, any philosophy, mm, religion, or even science, right, can be seen as aspects of culture. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, however, culture also includes the customs, traditions, festivals, right? We just celebrated Diwali, right? And one's outlook on various issues of life. So, uh, so culture is very closely linked with our life. It is not only an add-on. Sometimes people feel that okay, culture is like an add-on. The way we have in Google Chrome, again being a computer science, you know, like
Mhm.
we are used to with these terms like add-on, right? So in Google Chrome or in browsers, we have something called as add-on, right, or plugins, right, extensions. So what does that add-on do? The add-on, increases or adds, right? That's why the name is add-on. It adds some more feature to the browser, isn't it? Or an extension, it adds one more feature to the browser, mm, which the browser naturally doesn't has that feature. Mm. So in our lives people feel that this tradition, or philosophy or arts, music, architecture, mm, this is like an add-on. But no, it is not just an add-on. Culture is not just an add-on. कि नहीं रहेगा तो चलेगा क्या? नहीं चलेगा. Browsers can run without add-ons, yes or no? Hmm.
Yes.
It's not that, tomorrow if you don't install an add-on, right, in the browser, let's say AdBlock Plus or anything, these are all extra features that you want to, install in your browsers to support and to, make it, function in a very interesting way, right? Mm. The way you want it. But culture is not just an add-on in our lives, but it is an ornament, that we as human beings can use it. It is not merely a touch of color. It is what makes us human beings actually. And that's why we are going to discuss the first step is that how can we go from vulture culture. Of course, this term is itself very interesting term. We will see that why I have named this session as vulture culture. We'll then define, after defining culture, we are next going to define why vulture culture, right? So culture, without culture, there would be no humans actually. Mm. Culture is made up of traditions, lifestyle, right? And the most, from the most spiritual to the most material. It gives us meaning actually to our lives. It gives us a purpose. It is a way of leading our lives. So human beings are creators of culture, right? Yes or no? Mm. And at the same time, culture is what makes us human. So we only created a culture, and now that culture will makes us truly a human being. Come on, cheers up, right? You can give a thumbs up if you like. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it is culture that brings us closer to truth through philosophy and practice. These are two very interesting terms that we are going to see sometime later in life about philosophy and practice. Right? Both are very essential, and that's what makes a culture. Culture is not just a practice. Mm. And that's what today happens, in today's world that we are living in. We have a lot of practices, but very seldom people are knowing about the why behind that practice. Come on, yes or no? That why are we practicing such and such way of lifestyle? Or why are we practicing it? Why to meditate? Right? People oftentimes have this question in their minds that, okay, ठीक है, मजा तो आ रहा है. I hope that was a very beautiful experience last time we had, right? We had did a practical demonstration of the meditation technique. Come
Yes,
on, yes or no? Right?
it was amazing.
Yeah. So, but then oftentimes, if we are not very much clear, and that's why before we did meditation, we saw, various different outcomes and various different perspectives on what meditation is all about and why to do this mantra only. Yes or no? If we are not clear with the philosophy of the practice, there will not be, much taste in that practice. Yes or no? And that practice will become only a sentiment. That's what happens to many people, right? They become sentimental, mm, or emotional. Yes or no? Because they don't understand the deeper, mm, the deeper or the higher levels of reality of why to practice it. Yes or no? Mm. So that's why when we combine both practice and philosophy, mm, right, that is what makes up a culture actually. Mm. So culture is, if we have both these terms together, philosophy and the practice, then it becomes a truly beautiful culture. Yes or no? Like you can see in your own homes now. And I'll tell you a very interesting story. So what happened was, there was a marriage going on in the home, right? Shadi chal rahi thi. And in that wedding, and right, of course nowadays we have all those love marriages and the court marriages. I don't know how much really they follow some of the practices. you know but then, in a if you go by very traditional style of getting wedded and things like that, right? So we used to have those, havan and all, right? They do, yes or no? Fir saath pheri lete hain, and so on and so forth. Of course that has also become kind of a ritual only. People don't really know the higher meaning of it. And they just, do it as a sort of ritual. Yes or no? Hmm. But let's say, at one point of time there was a wedding going on. Hmm. And then, in that ceremony, somehow, the girl who was going to get married, so the girl wanted to ask a question. Mm. Because while the ceremony was going on, the girl observed that just besides her, you know uh, their, family and the people had kept a cat actually. So this girl couldn't understand that ये बिल्ली क्या कर रही है शादी में. you know what is this kind of a practice? ये क्या practice है? कि शादी में बिल्ली रखना है बगल में. So then that too, वो बिल्ली के ऊपर एक तपेला था. You understand tapela? It's like a vessel, where we fill water and all, right, in the homes. So एक तपेला रखा था, वो भी उल्टा. हम्म, ताकि, basically the cat was inside that tapela, kind of, she was fully, covered by that vessel. Mm. And now, interestingly, this girl has this question that why in my wedding ceremony this cat has been kept with a vessel on top of it. What the hell? Right? I studied computer science, by the way. Right. So this girl was asking, because this girl was an engineering, student, by the way. She did engineering. So then she was asking that, come on, I did AI, ML, and so on and so forth. How come a cat is there? What the hell is this? So she got a doubt. So of course, she couldn't Google it out that time. Google will not have any answers to such kind of questions, of course. So then she happened to ask, her mother, right? So then the mother said, "Wow, this is an interesting question." As soon as the mother heard the question, the mother said, "Actually, to be very honest and frank, I myself didn't know the reason actually why we keep a cat, besides the marriage ceremony. But I can guide you to one person who can answer this question. Is you should actually ask your father, because your father was very much insisting that we should keep the cat and all. So I think he'll be the better person to actually answer your this particular query. So then the girl went to the father. The father said, you know, you see, this is a very interesting question. The best person to be able to answer this question will be, your grandmother. Hmm. दादी, right? तेरी दादी जवाब दे सकती है. So then this girl went to the grandmother. The grandmother said, look, even in my marriage, the way you had asked the question to your mother, I also had the same question actually, right? I had asked the same question in my marriage at that time. So the best person to answer will be go to your grandfather, Hmm. right? He will be the right person actually to answer this question. And then the girl finally lands up to the grandfather. The grandfather, hearing the question, started laughing. The grandfather said, I also wanted, to understand about this. But you see, what had happened in my marriage with your grandmother, and when I was getting married, in that marriage, we had kept, uh, you know, a very hot oil in that vessel. That oil was supposed to be used as a ahuti in the yagya, in the sacrifice. जब शादी हो रही है, जब फेरे होते हैं, जो यज्ञ है, that oil was supposed to be used as a वो कहते हैं ना स्वाहा. So that this oil was supposed to be used, you know. But what happened was when I was getting married, suddenly out of nowhere, mm, right, this cat somehow barged in, and then this cat jumped on that vessel, not knowing that there is oil in the vessel, and the oil was little hot also. So this oil got, like this cat got totally drenched in that oil. She got totally wet, and this vessel came on top of this cat only. And this vessel was so heavy that this cat was unable to move, till the time we realized that, oh, what this cat is doing here, and how come this cat is inside this vessel, you know. So, but by the time we realized it, it was too late. Too late in the sense, like, it was like, by the time we realized, this whole havan and everything had got over. So we thought that our marriage was only successful because this cat had come actually in the marriage. And if this cat would not have been there, probably our marriage would not have got successfully done. There would have been many clashes later on, and we could have got divorced and so on and so forth. But all this, you know, didn't happen because probably this cat came, and somehow, so it was the laws, it was by the will of the Supreme Lord that this cat came, and somehow this marriage was successful. Now, hearing this answer, this girl was really feeling okay. When we are hearing this story now, that why this cat has been kept in the marriage, what do you think about this whole understanding about कि बिल्ली रखनी चाहिए शादी में? Come on, frankly speaking, what comes to your mind after hearing this whole incident?
I think we should.
Pardon, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, अभी आ रही है.
Like if we go through that situation, yeah, one would always try to put a cat on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the family did. Mm. So this is not a culture. This is called as blind culture. Mm. Or this is also called as that's why people, they often feel, when they see something like this, this is like rituals. ये क्या है? This is like absurd. What the hell, this cat came by chance to that situation, and this, oil got, you know, oh, by chance, ho gaya. And then these people have taken it as a culture only, as a practice only, they had taken this. So that's why culture is not just, based on some practice, some rituals, right? A real culture, you know, is called as a spiritual culture, right? When you should have not just a ritual, but you should also have spirit behind the rituals. Come on, give a high five if you like this, right? right? So that's why the practices, right, or the rituals can be called as practices, right? So when we practice something in our life, we should know the spirit behind the practice also, the true spirit, not this kind of understanding. This is like a blind faith only, yes or no?
Yes.
So true culture, mm, right, is something which actually, makes us aware. It brings us closer to the truth through philosophy and practice, both combined together. Mm. In fact, this particular topic about practice and philosophy is a very deep subject, and we are going to talk more on this subject in our retreats. When we'll be having a retreat very shortly. I hope you are very excited. Right? We are going to have a retreat, very soon now. We are just left with maybe one or two more sessions. After this session, we are going to have one very interesting session that if God is one, why so many religions? ये इतने सारे क्या ये फैक्ट्री बना रखा है क्या, राइट? पीपल ऑफन टाइम्स हैव दिस क्वेश्चन, राइट, दैट फाइनली इफ केमिस्ट्री इज वन सब्जेक्ट, व्हाई सो मेनी टेक्स्ट बुक्स? सिर्फ एक ही टेक्स्ट बुक रखो ना. इफ कंप्यूटर साइंस इज द ओनली थिंग, व्हाई सो मेनी सब्जेक्ट्स, व्हाई सो मेनी? Yes or no? So often time people use the same question even in in terms of practices, in terms of religion, right? So how we can synthesize and unify all the traditions of the world, right? So we are going to see that in the in the next session, this particular topic. It's a very interesting topic, and post that we'll be going for a retreat actually. Very interesting. So anyways, so there's a very interesting subject about philosophy and practice. We are going to delve more deeper in that retreat about this topic. Right. So if we have both these aspects together, philosophy, the right philosophy and the right practices, it brings beauty in our lives, right? And it is culture that makes us ethical beings by bringing us closer to other human beings and teaching us the value of love, tolerance, and peace, right? Mm. So culture, you know, is the higher levels of inner refinement of a human being actually. Mm. Right? So humans are not just merely physical beings, right? We live and act at three levels, right? Altogether. One is physical level, at a very bodily level. Another is at a mental level, and third is at a spiritual level. Mm. So while better ways of living socially and politically, right, and getting better, in terms of utilizing some of the resources around us, may be termed as civilization, right? People call it as civilized culture. These are civilized beings. Human beings are called as civilized beings, right? But this is not enough to be cultured. Just because we are trying to have some social, some better ways by developing some better technologies, React, JavaScript, Ajax, jQuery, and all this, right? The one stack, the main stack, this is not enough to be called as a cultured society. No, only when the deeper levels of a person's intellect and consciousness are brought into expression can we call him or her as cultured. Come on, yes or no? Give a hand, no, give a thumbs up if you like it, right? So culture is a very deep aspect of life. It is not just so-called calling it as like some professional people or something like that. No. Mm. It is only when we can go to a deeper levels of a person's intellect and consciousness. Mm. And when these things are brought into an expression, a true expression, you know, of love, tolerance, peace, right? Then that is real culture. And we can see that if people don't have this understanding of culture, then what it brings to today's modern society, it brings a great havoc. Mm. Right, coming back to the topic now, having discussed culture on a very different levels, I hope you really liked it, the discussion that we had, right, on culture. Mm. Now let's come back to this topic, right, for today's discussion. Now, having discussed about culture, right, can you tell now what comes to your mind as soon as you see this poster? Come on, at Shrestha Club, I hope you are by now, we are pretty much excited about that, what kind of topics we have, and the kind of discussions, the kind of talent, the kind of posters that we have, right, the kind of posts that we post on every festival. I'm sure you will be quite excited to take ahead some different roles and responsibilities also, right? We have very interesting things at Shrestha Club now, right? Having done your basic foundation course of discover yourself, right, we are going ahead now, you know and slowly, we'll be also giving you also some different opportunities, right, to explore, to use your talent, in the right direction. Yes or no? Come on, cheers up.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so yes, so what comes to your mind as soon as you see the poster? Come on, this is an interview question also again, right? Visual interview. Right. What comes? What can you understand from this poster? Come on, quick.
So if we see the right rightmost picture,
Okay. Okay.
we can see that two like every person is helping other person to climb up the problems and
Wow, that was beautiful. Amazing, right? Great. Thank you for that. Yes. So the right hand side is all about, giving a helping hand, right? Come on, hold it. Come up, right? No, no, like nowadays उल्टा होता है, people want to just throw your friend into ditch only. अरे तू जा खड्डे में, मैं तो पास हो गया, मेरा तो प्रोजेक्ट हो गया. right, तू जा खड्डे में, right? But so yes, you are correct. The right hand side is all about giving a helping hand, trying to help, others, right? Okay, good, nice. So what it like what is the meaning of it in this topic, right? What is the right hand side denotes? What does it symbolizes? Come on. In this topic, what is the right hand side symbolizing? It's very clear
uh,
from the poster, right?
uh, it's like vulture culture to spiritual culture. So
Yes.
when
So
the
what is the right hand side denoting of which part of
spiritual
the
culture,
topic? Yes, exactly. Right. So the right hand side, indicates the spiritual culture. So the spiritual
that's
culture
right.
is all about trying to give a helping hand to others, right? And that's what we had made Shrestha Club, right? So Shrestha Club, is a forum, right, wherein uh, we want to reach out to people. We want to reach out to students like you guys, right? To give out a helping hand, right? To be able to impart life essential values from the wisdom literatures in a very practical way, right? And how it is done? It is done through culture, arts, science, and spirituality, right? And such rekindling of timeless wisdom, it can lead to a very practical application of universal principles in our everyday life, right? And it can really nourish. Okay, my voice is cracking, huh? Is it clear now? Pranav, you are able to hear now? I think from my side, my net is very strong. I have a LAN connection actually. If
Yeah,
you can
sir. I
check,
think it's
is it better now? Were you able to update your Zoom before joining? I am not able to hear you, Pranav. You are speaking something. Your voice is, I am not able to hear your voice at all.
hello.
Maybe yeah. Now I am able to hear. Yes.
I think from my side there is poor
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah. Okay, no issues. But are you able to hear?
Yeah, but the voice is cracking a bit more.
Is it? Okay. Were you able to update your Zoom app before joining? आपकी आवाज फिर से नहीं आ रही. This is what is the practical issues of online sessions. Anyways, I'm asking, were you able to update your Zoom app? I am not able to hear your response.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I see.
Pardon? So you can try to update if possible, or else what you can do is, even if you can drop from this meeting and join again, I think it will be better. If you can just drop from this meeting and join again on the same link, I think it will be better. Just try it out quickly. Yeah. Just try to rejoin this meeting. No, there are updates.
Hello.
Yes, Pranav. Are you able to hear now? Am I audible? Am I audible, Pranav?
Yeah, sir. Now I can hear you.
Okay. Your voice is not very stable, in fact. So, ठीक है. शायद आपका network. Actually, see, Zoom actually does lot of update, like every 15 days or 20 days. Could you check on the App Store right away? If you check, there will be some update will be there. Last time
Yeah,
when
sir.
did?
Just now I have did it.
Okay, okay, ठीक है, बढ़िया, first class. Okay, so I hope it is clear now, right? My voice is clear.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you
Bit
for that.
bit disturbance, but ठीक है. I can hear.
Okay, okay, चलो समझ में तो आ रहा है. Anyways, we are also doing a YouTube live, so maybe later on you can hear it on YouTube as well. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways. Yeah, so what we are discussing about is that this is what our goal is at Shrestha Club, where we are trying to, understand, and we are trying to rekindle that timeless wisdom leading to application of universal principles in our everyday life, which can nourish our body, mind, and soul, offering us a wholesome life of fulfillment and making others with whom we interact at home and workplace very happy to enjoy those fulfilling relationships, besides bringing out excellence in our workplace, right? So that is the goal of Shrestha Club, right? Mm. Great. So that is what is spiritual culture all about. That's very nice. Amazing. Thank you. Anything else that you see in this picture? Come on. Again. What else you see in this poster? Yeah. आई गेस आपकी आवाज फिर से नहीं आ रही.
Sir, actually मुझे question last में एकदम सुनाई दिया कि what are you seeing in this picture?
Yeah, I
I can
yeah.
hear the first part.
Okay, I was telling that anything else do you see in this picture? आपको और क्या दिख रहा है ये पिक्चर में? ये तो राइट हैंड
Yeah.
साइड हो गया.
On the left hand side, we I can see the vulture culture.
You can see the
Like
vulture
one,
culture.
yeah,
Okay. What is that? Can you elaborate? What do you see
like
especially?
one group of people is dancing on the sound.
Yeah, correct. You can see that, right? Below, there are some people, right? You can see that one boy is
Yeah,
dancing with two girls, right?
yeah.
So thinking that this is what life is all about, right? Just chill out. Right? So, but do you think this is, real enjoyment? Is this really enjoyment that this guy, he may think that, wow, this is what life is all about, the pop culture, right? Trying to dance in, the bars, the clubs, right? But this is not really enjoyment, right? Rather, this is, very soon, he is going to get diseased, right? We saw it last time, if you remember, right? That why we need to understand about yoga is we saw the three terms. Could you remember that? Come on, any thoughts on that? I'm not able to hear your voice actually. This is what.